What's up guys, it's Punchy. Today I have a little bit of an interesting video looking back on my characters that I've made for previous videos, and I'll be doing some rankings on how I think each of their outfits look. Personally, I like all the appearances of my characters, but I want to list them from coolest looking to worst looking in my opinion. Before we start, I gotta thank all of you guys for the support throughout these long years of both Rogue Lineage and Deepwoken. I've been able to achieve 20,000 subscribers so far with your help, and I think it's fair enough right now to look back on all my builds from Deepwoken in order to see what I think looks good and what could have changed from my character's clothes. Of course, I love all the support I've received in my channel's history, and I'm really glad I've become a part of Deepwoken and Rogue Lineage's community. On to the video. I'm going to start off this video talking about the worst looking builds that I have and end up with the best ones that I like. So the first build on this list, I'm actually going to be talking about my Bakugo Explosion build. I don't really like this build. I really like the hair on this build, and I like Kanor because it does match the color, but I do think because it's resembling Bakugo, that is the only reason why I'm playing as a Kanor on this build. The coat is definitely not it. I do like the colors for the coat, but the frill on the outside just doesn't pop out like it used to. Although this is one of my favorite looking enchants, Detonation, I can't help but feel grossed out when I see it clipping through my puffy arm sleeves. I mean, the coat is cool, but it does clip very weird, and I'm just not a big fan on how excess this looks on any type of coats. I somewhat matched up the color scheme for this character, but it's not my favorite looking build that I've made. It's my least favorite looking build. The next build I want to be talking about is my first ever shadow build, Jovan Namira. So this build is actually super old, and it's 44 years old. You can notice that my hair and skin have actually become lighter and turned a bit gray, but I don't really like this build because of the outfit. I'm not a big fan of the Pale Assassin's coat on a black looking build, and I just hate the mask. In my opinion, double horns do not match. Next build we're going to be looking at is nothing special, and I don't really have any preferences for this one, but it's not terrible. That being said, it just lackluster, and it's kind of, mid. It's going to be my Felinor Ice build, which I called the Painter. I like Felinors because they kind of look like humans based on their skin color and hair, but I did not like the options I picked for this equipment. To be honest, I'm a big fan of the Black Diver armor and the Elite Pathfinder coat, but I think the purple earrings and the brown shoes just don't work. So in my opinion, it's nothing to wow me, but it is a very plain looking build. It's okay. My Vesperian Vampirism build is super sweet, I will admit, but I do have some complaints. The armor I picked up had to match with my rapier, so it wasn't that much of an option that I had with a Royal Duelist. That is the only option to have this pink type of color. The strange looking curls in front of my chest are something I'm not a fan of, and I wish it had fur like the Megalodon coat or the Elite Pathfinder cloak. I'm almost all pink, but this is surprisingly not my favorite. The Depth Swirler build that I have is very strong. It's one of my cooler looking builds, and it is my only heavy build. This is the heavy build with a Petrus Anchor, and it is a Willpower Warrior, so it's pretty cool with Blind Seer. Although the only reason why I don't like this build right now is because I had to replace my glasses with this red nasty blindfold, and to be honest, it's just not looking that great. It looks like a tomato stuck on my face, and I'm very sad I messed this build up, but I mean, I can change it whenever. I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like right now. The next build on this list is going to be my Gearless Joe build, which I just made. I really like how I recreated Gearless Joe, but it's not very unique, it's already a character, so it's okay. The thing I like about this build is that I made it a Grimoire because it is one of my favorite races, and I think that this variety is very nice. I like the red variety. There's nothing wrong with this build's appearance, and I'm very proud of it. Now we're approaching the territory of builds that I actually love. First off, it's going to be my Windswept Wyvern build, which is Gale based and has Elastic. I'm usually playing on this build as a female Etrian, and what can I say? It's just so subtle, and it's nice to play as an Etrian. They're just super sweet. I'm a big fan of the coffee colors I chose, and it's a nice contrast to my glowing particles coming from my enchanted weapon and eye, and I gotta love this one because of her eyeglasses. My third favorite build is literally so basic and does not deserve this position, but to me it's very clean. I got this black, gray, and yellow looking color scheme on this Ganymede, and I think it's just because Ganymede is so sick. I'm a big fan of the simple and subtle colors of the grays that complement the yellows in my eyes and headband so much. I don't know about you, but I think this build was clean in its appearance. My second favorite looking build is going to be my Zerflame gun build, and I think this Blueberry is blue down to the socks and even the skin, and there's nothing much to say about that. His favorite color is blue. Like, everything about this character just works for me except the actual gameplay. The gameplay is actually super bad. This build sucks. It's a shame I don't actually have the blue halo on this because it would fit with the blue aesthetic. People claim that Adret isn't drippy, but I have to disagree. It's just a great build in my opinion. And my final account, which has the most amount of drip, has got to be my Assassin build. I've actually changed it drastically from the last time. You've probably seen this because it was a gray-orange build, but now it resembles a Rattlesnake or a Desert Raider. So I voiced my opinion about this before, but I love desert or tundra styles, so I think that the browns and whites are super cool for Etrians. In my opinion, Etrians have the most versatility in the fashion game, which is Deepwoken's endgame. As you can see, I have a pair of eyeglasses on this character, and I think it just complements any style. I'm not going for anything crazy, but it's very subtle, and I love browns, and I love tans, and I love whites. They're pretty basic. It's not like lime green, it's not glaring at you, it's just basic, and it's clean. Regardless, it was cool looking back on all of my builds so far, and I want to hear down below what you guys think of all of my drip, and which is the coolest to you. If you have any suggestions, make sure to voice them in the comments as well. And no, I will not be wearing any Royal Pathfinders, so don't worry about that. Thanks guys, and make sure to like and subscribe.